So, something pretty huge just happened. Ripple, they have basically partnered up with Coinbase. And you might be wondering, what exactly does that mean? How have they partnered up with Coinbase? Well, yeah, that's where things get interesting. A little bit ago, the chief legal officer over at Ripple, our Mr. Stuart Aldrich, he actually met up with the chief legal officer over at Coinbase. And again, a little mix-up of sorts that I couldn't have expected, and I'm all up for it, as they basically are saying, hey, we need to do this more often. And that's not everything with all this. Guys, it gets so freaking interesting, because something was just slapped onto the SEC, slapped hard. As again, you have to realize Coinbase is friend, all right? And even John Dean here tweets, many XRP holders don't view Coinbase as friends. And I get it. I understand why. But not being a friend is not the same as being an enemy. And sometimes, out of sheer need for survival, the enemy of my enemy becomes my friend. And that's exactly what's going on right here. Coinbase joined Ripple's lawsuit partially by joining in the court as an amicus curiae. And on the side, they're also fighting a battle with the SEC. And so, by law of what we're seeing right there, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. We're on the same side. But that's not what I wanted to say here. No, what I wanted to say was way juicier. It's this right here. The Third Circuit just issued a text-only order directing the SEC to file a response to our mandamus petition, which was something that we covered just a couple of days ago, within 10 days, and gave us 7 days, there we go, for a reply. Here's the text of the order. Text-only order by the clerk. At the direction of the court, respondent is ordered to file an answer to the petition for writ of mandamus within 10 days of the date of this order. Petitioner may file a reply to the response within a week of the date of filing of the response. You know, a little while ago, Coinbase had a very big campaign because they basically asked the SEC for clarity, but the SEC never decided to give it to them. So they went out of their way to stand tall and say, hey, Coinbase, SEC, we're suing you because you're not answering all our questions. And so in the wake of all that, the judge has now basically said, hey, SEC, give them a response and that's actually the thing. I don't really know what's going to happen if they don't. Somebody was asking it in the comments, and that's kind of what I've been thinking about for a little while. Who would be responsible then? I guess the SEC, because all Coinbase wants is answers, and they're suing them for answers. But what if they just decide to not give them with the answers? That would kind of be like how they've been treating Ripple for all this time, right? So it's sometimes kind of interesting to think about. What else have I been up to today? Well, a couple of different things. I've been following all these bank crashes, as it's really quite insane. Western Alliance, falls 53% following news the bank is exploring a sale. And the fun fact that I'm not sure if this is actually real. It says right here from the 19th of April, Western Alliance is back and it's stronger than ever. That's the big takeaway so far, and that would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago. Again, I kind of hope that it's not real, but it really looks quite real. But I've been focusing that bank situation like I just said. And Balaji is going wild on that too. 500 billion plus in bank failures in 2 months. That's just the appetizer. Remember, WAMU only failed on September 25th, 2008, after Lehman failed September 15th, 2008. And after it was acknowledged that a crisis was on, but Powell is still talking about soft landing. So people are in denial. What happens when it finally admitted that the Fed has caused yet another historical crisis? And what that is all referring to is the fact that you don't really know that you're in a crisis until everybody accepts that fact. But that fact won't be accepted until it's basically too late and we're really freaking deep in the shitter. So the point there is, right now, a lot of guys are saying the economy is screwed. We're going to have a hard landing, massive recession incoming because the bank system just doesn't work anymore. But none of the guys are trying to accept that just quite yet, partially because it hurts their business and partially because of wishful thinking. So there comes the question, what exactly type of situation are we in right now? And what do we do or what do we buy? Well, for the most part, I'm just buying crypto. It's that simple. Again, just for relevance here, you can see what's happening most of the time is that they just deny it. No one is coming for your gas stove anytime soon, a little while back. And then a little bit later, New York to ban natural gas, including stoves in new buildings, right? I'm not sure exactly how much time was in between these, but And I'm also not even sure if there's a little bit of a joke in this. The 12th of January, New York Times, you guys can't see it perfectly, but it's there. No, Biden isn't trying to ban gas stoves. And then January 12th, again, the date is a little bit cut off, but it says fact focus, Biden administration isn't banning gas stoves. The irony is pretty severe. And that's right now what they're all saying about the banks, the fact that banks are completely destroyed and completely in the gutter. But for right now, they're denying it. And again, people are comparing this to what we've seen about a decade ago, because like you can also see, all these freaking banks are collapsing piece by piece by piece. And again, many people are pointing at cryptocurrencies as the main solution, as, well, the dollar is also not in the best situation it's ever been at. And so I'd like to know from you guys, what are you buying? Like, are you buying gold massively? Are you buying cryptocurrencies? What do you think is inherently safe? I've talked before about why homes are not necessarily safe because it could take it away from you. Gold, in terms of the asset value, is pretty safe, I'd say, but they can still take it away from you. If you've got digital gold, well, it's on an account somewhere, right? If you've got physical gold, some people say, well, they're going to have to come take it away from, but still they can. It's the idea that they can. And with cryptocurrencies, they're going to have to get into your mind and take it away from you because, well, the money, theoretically speaking, doesn't have to be on any one device in the real world. Then again, if I had to pick something, I'd still probably just go for cryptocurrencies and these precious metals. I still am a big fan of them, even though I do understand they can take it away from you. And on an opposite end, every single part, like for example, just investing in China, still has its purpose. It's not as if I'm saying that investing in anything is just bad. I'm just saying everything has different risks that you might inherently be thinking of right now. And again, even our presidential candidate, or actually the U.S. presidential candidate, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., says the banking collapse is the tip of an economic mega crisis. And again, that's propelling in severity as time progresses. On a different front, you guys might have been following me over on Twitter. One thing I've been getting into a lot here recently, I've just been buying a massive amounts of memes, guys. I've honestly been doing that like a madman. I have spent way too much money on meme coins over the last couple of days, and I can definitely not say you guys should follow me on that one, but I will tell you that I do believe there's some good potential ones in the midst. Just for fun, I'll show you guys a couple things which I've bought, and I'll also be very transparent. If they fail, you'll see it because I'm right now telling you that I own a little bit of all these. I've gotten myself some FOMC. I actually said this yesterday during our stream that because of the way the quantitative easing/tightening is coming along, and the fact that FOMC is always so hyped up, I was thinking, you know what? Everybody's talking about this FOMC meeting. A lot of people are talking about the FOMC coin that might pop up. Somebody actually decided to go ahead and make it. And I've got, again, very small amounts. I usually always try to buy $100 worth of every single meme coin, which again, if you buy it at the right time, is still massive amounts of gains. If you look over at the top right there, I was a little bit unfortunate not to be in some of the biggest ones, like Mong, for example, have none of that. Wojak got none of that. And the whole WSB situation, I believe they rug pulled everybody. I'm not so sure it's this coin though, as there's many of these WSBs, but yeah, Pepe is also still going absolutely massive. I did not hold too much of this, which is certainly unfortunate to say the least. Also, another problem is that the value of this, the market cap, you can't see it on the left, but I can, is $670 million. What I mean with that is, right now, coins that are a little bit smaller here, for example, Peepo, also coin I very much am interested in right now, only has, let's see here, a $10 million market cap or so, still has 65 or so times gains to go to get to become as big as Pepe. And for this one, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about exchange listings. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe the moment that does happen, an exchange listing of sorts, that the price will just go absolutely insane. And another one of my buys, which is doing okay, I guess, was Peepo. Or Pepe Poo. Why? Well, it was pretty funny, Pepe Poo. And you have to understand here, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I showing you this to either flex on you or try to make you buy. All I'm doing, like I do always, almost every single day, is show you guys my investments, give you a little bit of a idea as to why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, so hopefully you can make the best out of your gains. Again, I've been in the crypto space for a decade. That is 10 years. And one thing I always preach is know what type of trend you're in. Right now, you may want to deny it, but it's meme coin season. So what we do is we buy meme coins like madmen and sell them for a little bit more. Is there fundamentals in there? No. Is there money to be made? Absolutely yes. Should you buy all these coins that have launched so long ago that are I don't know. Not a financial advisor, and I don't know if your specific coin is going to pump like crazy. All I know is that every single morning when I wake up, I buy a couple new coins. I put $100 in them, or perhaps, hey, let's go crazy. I put $500 in them and see how it goes. And again, I don't value these things too much because even if you ask me now, I wouldn't know the name of all the coins that I've bought. The ones that I just showed you are the ones that I like the most and that I actually gave some sort of talk about over on Twitter. But the thing is, I don't want to talk about it too much over on Twitter because I sometimes feel as if the moment I do, people are going to buy at stupid prices and lose money. But on the opposite side, I'm thinking, well, I got the opportunity to find this so freaking early. I saw it so early. If only I wasn't so selfish as to keep it to myself in fear that some people would be stupid and just shared it with everybody, people could have made massive amounts of gains, at least doubled their money over the last little while here. You can see from 12 o'clock at night here, it has 6x'd in this little time span of about 20 or 21 hours or so. And again, like I said, for that same reason, I'm just buying a lot of these different coins. And from right now on forward, I'm going to go pretty crazy on Twitter if I find new coins that I'm investing into. Should you follow me? You do whatever the frick you want. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your dad. All I'm doing is sharing my journey and sometimes being a little bit crazy. I still think that if you join the whole meme space right now, there's still a lot of money to be made. Be sensible with it. Don't be an idiot. Don't put all your life savings into it. It's the crypto way of just complete degeneracy in the sense of you put in money only with the expectation of some sucker on the other side of the globe to buy it for more. Is this fundamentally a good idea? No. Is doing a lot of this gambling stuff a really good idea? No, but it can be fun. I personally think it's quite fun, and I personally think it will actually work out. But again, it's just a hunch because even though something has worked in the past, and even though I've made so much money with this, because again, over the last week alone or so, it's at least $100,000 from only a couple $100, by the way, just so you guys realize that. So I can't really lose anymore. It's still a mostly lose game in the sense of if you pick a random coin out there, you have a very high chance that at some point it will be worth more than you paid for it. But you have an even higher chance that if you wait a long enough time, you'll lose money. So be smart and stay on the lookout. But yeah, that's about it for this video.